Okay, I'd like to welcome you all back this week. I appreciate you coming back for your session today. How's everyone feeling?
Very good.
You feeling good? That's good. How about you, Chloe?
Not feeling too well.
No? Okay, you want to tell me about it?
What about it?
Okay, we'll talk about it. How about you, Mr. Mark?
Same. It's the same. Nothing changed.
Nothing's changed from last week or, any of our other sessions? Well, what do we want to talk about today? You want to talk about how that's not working out today?
I think it should have wasted time.
Oh. What do you think, Chloe?
I agree.
Okay, so I thought we agreed that we were coming to try to correct it. Why is it that you think it's a waste of time?
Because nothing changed yet. Like, nothing not going to change. There's nothing you can say that's going to make it change. Like, it's just not.
Well, on last week we were talking about how you were having some issues with Dad. That's what you're referring to, that's not changing?
Right.
Okay, so we didn't do too well with our homework assignments? Were you keeping
I'm tired of shit.
Wait, Mr. Mark, could you do me a favor, please? Because this is what we talked about, how you leave out. Could you do me a favor and just take 5 and come back and rejoin the session? Can I get your word on that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
please come back in a couple of minutes. So, Chloe, as you were saying, that's what you're referring to, how Dad just always want to leave and don't want to deal with that?
His new kick is that no one can watch my baby but me. Or him.
Okay. I'm so glad you came back, Mr. Mark and Kwame. Because, see, that's going to be key and important that we make agreements and we try to stick to our end of the agreement. We want to change some of that. So you've been having some problems with keeping your commitment as to staying and facing things?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, Floyd was explaining to me that, that's what's been happening in the last week, that you still having trouble with staying. And when you do that, it makes her feel that she is abandoned, like her mom has abandoned her. When you leave, when there's a problem.
Well, I'll be worried about her becoming a crackhead like her mom.
Okay, and I understand that.
I already got a damn baby I gotta watch all the time.
Okay, Chloe.
That's my baby, though. You don't have to watch him.
Well, who's gonna watch her?
I know people who will watch my baby. You say, oh, no, nobody ain't gonna watch the baby, blah, 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 and nobody can watch it but you, and all this, like it's your child. Like, what you think, my child is a sin or something? It was gonna happen regardless. Nothing happened that the Lord don't want to happen. So I had my baby because He wanted me to have that baby. It was in my plan. So, like, no matter what you do, it was gonna happen.
At the end of the day, it's still my responsibility.
How?
Well, let's try to see how we can correct this. Maybe we can, work on not saying that so much and finding a way to communicate with her what you want from her. Maybe we can write that down and see how often it happens that when you feel like you're going to tell her something about the baby or her not making any changes, that we find something positive to say about that. And Chloe, you think maybe you can do the same? Maybe you can start doing something that makes him feel like you are showing some responsibility?
He don't give me none. What am I going to do?
Well, there are steps you have to prove that
I don't have a chance for that.
Well, what we want to do is we want you to start thinking about some positive things. You were expressing that you felt that you can't do anything right. I'm sorry, that everything is wrong, right?
That's
is that
how you
correct? Okay, but you did finish high school after you had the baby, right?
Right.
That is one positive thing there. You have a job, right?
Right.
There you go. There's something else positive to think about. So we want to try to remove the negative thinking that you can't do anything right, because that's proof there. You were able to finish high school despite you had the baby at a young age, and You're also working, so that shows responsibility. I would like for you to try to see what measures you can take to maybe not react negatively to Dad and just try to talk and reason with him. Again, I'd like you all to try to, write down those things and see how it goes. We're going to continue to try to change our reactions and remove some of that negativity. Okay, is there anything else that is concerning you today?
Yeah. Yeah. Hear you.
Okay, what's the problem?
He always talking about 1975.
Okay, and we do realize that you lost your mom in 1975, right? And that was a real hard time for him. So, we see that.
It's 2012.
Right. So, what are we doing about maybe getting Dad to see a doctor? To see what else may be causing this, that he doesn't realize that it's 2012, that he is, stuck in 1975.
You know it's 2012?
Not really. But,
Well, what year you think it is?
1975.
Okay.
What you tell that to yourself in the mind, or you really believe that?
My mind,
You want to believe it's 1975?
no, my mind tell me it is 1975.
Well, Chloe, that's something that we need to work on with the communication with Grandpa. Is that first, you all need to get in to see a doctor. That's part of the assignment, to get in and evaluate what might be going on with that. But we want to try to be encouraging. I understand. But you don't want to get angry at him because it's something that's causing him to think that it's 1975. So you want to be supportive of Grandpa and help him. Just remind him that
It's very hard. This lady was
2012.
dead before I was even thought of.
Okay, I understand that. But we want to try to, our goal is to try to be supportive and positive and take away some of that behavior. And maybe if you remind him that it's 2012, he won't be so stuck into 1975, even though he might forget 5 minutes later. Just remind him of the year. That's a way of rethinking, trying to help him to rethink everything and helping you to remain calm so that you don't get so upset about it. Okay? Mr. Mark? Mr. Mark, what I need for you to do is maybe we can agree that instead of fleeing when things get a little bit tough for you, it's for you to maybe excuse yourself for 5 minutes or so, give notice so that Chloe is not feeling abandoned, that I need 5. And that'll be your little code word that you're going to just walk out for a minute and come back, as opposed to running out as you normally have in the past and go on, because it creates these feelings of abandonment for Chloe.
I'll try.
Okay, sounds good. So, Grandpa, we do know that it's 2012 and it's going to be okay, right? Okay. So, we're going to try some of these things again, and remember, please keep track some of the things that you're doing to try to think of more positive things when these negative reactions happen. And I like how we all are communicating now. You all seem more calm than when you first came in. Is that correct? I'm feeling that you all are feeling better. It's what? You're comfortable? Okay, I'm glad. And what year is it, Mr.?
1975.
Okay. It's 2012. All right, so what we're going to do is, we agree that, I understand, but we're going to agree that we're going to try to not buy into that too much, but just do little constant reminders in the meantime. Get him in to see his physician and see why this has been a sudden change in him, that he thinks it's 1975. Chloe, we agree that you're going to make efforts to show Dad that you can be responsible, that, you know, it's not going to result in another baby, things like that. Show him that you're being more responsible like you did with completing high school and obtaining a job. And, you know, just you all need to come up with agreeable times on when you are going to go somewhere and, you know, come up with a plan for that. Okay, we agree that we're going to work on that over the week. And Mr. Malk has agreed that he's not going to go for hours at the casino instead of being home dealing with the issues or at the bar drinking. He's going to agree that he's going to just take 5 and come back and be here more for you. Okay, so we all in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you all will be able to come back next week? Okay, same time. And do we have any other feelings or comments anybody would like to make?
Not right now.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
How about you,
Saturday.
Mr. Joe? Okay, Mr. Joe. Well, I thank you all so much for coming in, and we'll talk next week about your homework assignments and see if we can work on our thoughts and coming up with more positive thoughts for each other so that we don't have this negative communication, okay? But that we have to make small steps first, and I have a feeling that we can resolve this. Thank you for coming in. Pleasure seeing you again.
She said 5 minutes, she did 20 minutes.